I mean, is Cooper Rush worth 2.5 points? I would hope Quinn Ewers put up a decent stat line against Arizona State. If he didn't, we have a real problem.
You can say the same thing about Creighton. Okay, they had the one good game against Kansas at home.
When Toast talks about the kicking market, it's like some earth is flat shit. Andy, true or false, this is going to be a dog walking.
Dog walking. This is my dog walking of the day. I think it's going to be very ugly. Dog walking. I think this is going to be ugly.
Hey, get the sauce.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Oh, my camera off center? There we go. Hope you're all having a nice Thursday or start to the day. 1-1 so far in baseball. Lost the Orioles. That team's embarrassing, by the way. And then I won the Reds team total over. So 1-1 to start the baseball day so far. Not really a ton of action on today, as we talked about. There's only 3 more games. Actually, the Rays Blue Jays is happening now. So really, there's only 2 more games tonight. Really, eyes are on tomorrow. You got the Knicks Celtics game 6 and a bunch of baseball games tomorrow. But we're here to talk about Oklahoma City, Denver. Real quick, I'll just give my reaction to the Knicks game because I didn't talk about it last night. Try to summarize how I feel with the whole game. The thing that jumps out at me, not sure if you guys were watching the whole thing. Second quarter, early on, I think this is such a turning point for the Celtics. Second quarter, early on, Karl Anthony Towns gets a 3-point shot swatted by Derek White. He goes up and deflects the shot. Then he grabs Derek White so he can't get to the ball. Just a dumb frustration foul because he got a shot blocked. That was his 3rd foul 3 minutes into the second quarter. And at that time, the Knicks were pretty much in control of the game. They had a nice 8-point lead. They looked like they significantly better team. And I think all of us at that point are like, okay, the series is over. Knicks are about to cruise to this one. In that play, early in the second quarter, Towns takes that dumb foul, leaves the game. And then the rest of the second quarter, the Celtics were hitting some shots. They found a groove, and then they tied it up. Going into halftime, it was tied. So I think that's a huge pivotal moment in the game. Towns, you got to be smarter than that. That was just nothing but a dumb foul, took himself out of the game. And when the Celtics were controlling that second half of the second quarter, Towns' presence was missed. They needed him out there. So that was a big moment. Dumb foul by Towns. He's got to be better or more smarter, I guess. Just conduct himself a little bit smarter. Third quarter, I thought the officiating was a little bit inconsistent. Honestly, props to the refs, though, because this series has been great. I feel like the officials have not been a talking point in this series, which is always a good thing. But I thought the second half was really poorly officiated. Just inconsistent. Boston was playing super physical defense, which I'm cool with. If you don't want to give Towns and Anunoby that foul when they drive in kind of out of control, off balance, and it's I'm cool with them not calling that foul, but then they were calling some tic-tac calls on the other side. Felt inconsistent in the third quarter, and then to make matters worse, they tried to give the Knicks makeup calls in the fourth quarter, a couple really bad ones for Brunson, and nobody, not Knicks fans, Celtics fans, we were all in disgust at that. Dude, no one wants this. This is terrible. They tried to give the Knicks some makeup calls, and it was I thought the second half was the first time, the second half of game 5 was the first time in this series where I thought the officials fell short. As a whole, like I said, I think the officiating's been good. You know what? It kind of sucks, though, and maybe this is just a little bit, probably a dumb thing to say, maybe a little bit basketball fan superstition type shit. We know in these NBA playoffs, when the calls go against you, when they go against the team, they usually swing the other way the next game. The thing is, they gave Brunson all those makeup calls in the fourth quarter, which kind of takes away our little, I don't know if it swings back towards the Knicks now because they gave Brunson all those stupid calls in the fourth quarter. So kind of takes away that aspect, but whatever. We're not here to talk about the Knicks. Someone asked, I didn't get your reaction. So there's my reaction to the game.
After the monologue, we're not here to talk about the Knicks.
Usually I do the reaction to the Knicks on the midnight show, and I forgot to last night. So but by the way, I just want to be clear. The officiating in the third quarter was not the reason the Knicks lost. I was just giving my overall thoughts through the game. I think that Towns foul in the second quarter was a huge turning point. And shout out to Boston. I mean, Derek White, dude, gets no credit. Might be the best player on the team. That guy does not miss shots. But all right, Oklahoma City, Denver. I'll start by saying I have no freaking idea what to do with this series. Nothing makes sense to me. This series looks nothing like I expected it to look. It looks nothing like the numbers are telling me it's supposed to look. coming into this series, I mean, every single game should have been 130, 119 Oklahoma City. It's not what we're seeing. We're seeing Oklahoma City struggling to score. We're seeing slow-paced games. The market has remained pretty stubborn with that number. So this is what I have right here. Sorry. So EPM type of model here, EPM-based model, 113.5, 108.9. So it still has Oklahoma City by 4.5, and the market's remained pretty stubborn sticking to those numbers. They've been getting beat. Denver's covering every single game. So these EPM-based models are losing to Denver every game. I think Oklahoma City closes out the series here, and I think it goes over. But I think Oklahoma City should have covered, and it gone over every single game, and it's rarely been right. I don't even know what my record is in this series. I hit an over, lost an over. I would have to look. So, but this series is the biggest head scratcher for me. I've been saying it the whole time. Nothing makes sense here. So, Ski, you think Denver closes it? Denver evens it up here?
Well, I would like to start by saying I hate both of these teams.
How do you hate Oklahoma City?
They're just, I don't think they're that good, and I just don't like them. I don't like none of their personality. I don't like some of them with the fingernail polish. I don't like nothing about them.
Who's got fingernail polish?
But anyway.
I didn't even know a player in Oklahoma City had fingernail polish.
Fingernail polish player for Thunder. I didn't know that.
Ski's on it, man.
I'm gonna make sure, man. But I'm pretty sure I saw something. But anyway,
all right.
About the game.
Now I gotta know. Like, I'm gonna check that out after.
Yeah, I'm about to Google it.
I agree with you on. Like, I want to get there with over. When I was trying to think about it, I wanted to chop it in half to maybe the first half over 107. Thinking that we've seen a few times in the fourth quarter, one of the offenses just fall off a cliff, if not both of them. And sometimes it's like when Denver did it, it's because they played their starters all the minutes and they probably were too tired and just weren't hitting shots. But like, I want to avoid the fourth quarter if I'm betting it over. That's how I feel about this game. So I want to get there with that. And then from a side perspective, man, Denver's just been, they've been playing every other day for 2 weeks. Like, and they only have really a 6-man rotation. Like, yes, They put in Watson and they put in Strother for a little bit every now and then, but it's 6 guys on the team that play 10 plus minutes. For OKC is 9. I think it's 9 of those guys. So I just think OKC, it just favors them the more the series goes on. And I saw Denver running out of gas in that last game. It would be hard for me. I know it's Jokic and Murray, it's hard to go against them, but I think OKC is the right side too. So OKC or first half over would be my recommendation.
Well, I know what's funny is I have a graphic here. I think Chris is on I think he's on first half under.
No, I didn't bet it, but to your point, Ski, everything you said about over is the reason why I like under, because I do think, and I didn't know where to go with the game. I haven't bet it yet, but I agree with everything Ski said as far as the side. So we can start there. 2 weeks, like Ski said, every other day for 2 weeks, coming off a 7-game series. OKC been at the crib. OKC also has the much more depth in this series. They can go 3-4 guys off their bench, and their coach is going to be okay with that. You know what I mean? Like, they can go to Wiggins, they can go to some of those other guys. So I do think that favors them more. You're going to need big minutes from everybody, and you're going to need them to play well also. So I think that favors OKC the longer the series goes on. To that point as well, it's like OKC won the fourth quarter in OKC 34-19 in game 4. And then if you go back to that was game 5, I'm sorry. If you go back to game 4, last game that was played in Denver, OKC was also losing in that game as well. They were laying, I think it was 5.5 in that game. They won the fourth quarter 29-18. So we're seeing Denver run out of gas later as the game goes on. And I think ultimately, I've been thinking about this all day. I think OKC minus the 4.5 is the play that I actually want to make. As far as the total goes, though, to your point, Ski, I think Denver eventually just continues to run out of gas. We see Jokic's, to that point, we see Jokic's assist. It's at 7.5. Jokic's assists ain't been 7.5 all season. He has not gotten to 10 assists one time this season because OKC is the best defensive team in the NBA. And there's a lot of statistical, like trends that support it as well. Game 6s typically go under if it's a home dog that's in the game 6, 36-19 and 2 to the under. Dating back to 2002, that's about 65%. 17-11 if the home team is getting more than a possession as well, facing elimination. So yeah, it was just a bunch of things that I found, and I do think it's an under game. I think Denver could run out of gas. OKC shot 41% from the 3-point line in the last game. They could regress a little bit as well. So I'll lean under first half and full game. But I really want to be on OKC. I think if it's one thing that I like more than anything else, is OKC minus the 4.5, thinking that they actually can cover a spread. They're 1-3 against the number in this series overall. But I do think that they can get the job done, win this game by 5 points.
What's really messing me up is right here. I don't know what to do with this. Usually in these series, it's at least somewhat consistent. In the playoffs so far, we've seen Denver play all slow-paced games, right? And we've seen that throughout most of the playoffs. The entire Clippers series was slow-paced. Oklahoma City, first 2 games, fast-paced, fast as hell for a playoff game. 105.5 possessions per team, 103.5 possessions per team. Then we've seen 3 slow-paced games again.
And those next 2 were in Denver. The series is 2-0 to the under in Denver. 17-8 was the score at the end of the first quarter. And I'm not saying that they can't shoot better, but is that, like you said, is that pace gonna be there? Because if so, I think it's under again. You don't think so?
I think it's over. I think the play is over here. Look, Denver's played 4.
Oh.
I'm looking right here. Denver's played 4 shaky offensive games in a row. They started off the series with a good one, really a good second half. I think we could see a good offensive performance out of them at home. And then Oklahoma City, I mean, you always can count on them to play good offense. They shit the bed a couple times here, but you cannot count on Oklahoma City coming out with a 100 offensive rating or 93.9. I think maybe the elevation just caught them off guard. I think they'll play better offensively too. If I get screwed by the pace, so be it. But I think I'm just going to bet the over here. This is too low for these teams. I know what we've seen in this series, but this is just too low for these teams. Check this out. So let me bring that back up. I subtracted, based on what we've seen, I subtracted 4 points from each side for the pace. And still, if I subtract 8 points from the total, I still have this at 222. So this number is just too low.
To this point, I agree. I mean, when we started the series, it was at 230, right?
We're all the way down to
215.
According to the numbers, that's where it should be.
So some of these games have gone under, but have they gone under 215.5? No, they haven't, right? You look at
one did.
I mean, I just was.
Oh no, one
217
in regulation it would have.
Yeah, I mean, one of them actually did for the full game.
One of them was 92 to 87 too. It was 170 something. So,
but 4 out of the 5 cleared this number.
Yeah, what can you get a 216.5 right now? 215.5 you can get right now. I'm betting that. On DraftKings, you can get a 215.5. I'm doing
You can get a 215 on BOL. 215 flat. Or it's minus 115 actually, my bad. But
let me see what I can get right now. If I can get a 215 flat. I mean, I'll bet 215.5 too. This number's too low, and it's maybe
I like it.
Yeah.
But why not the first half? Why that's what I'm asking. I mean,
Kyle's never heard of first half basketball, Ski. He only knows full game basketball.
So you're not scared of the fourth quarter? Let me ask you that, Kyle.
No. Okay. I live for the fourth quarter. I'm that kind of guy. the captain of my team's Jalen Brunson, man. I'm a fourth quarter guy.
To that point, right, if y'all both like the over, y'all both like the over, it makes sense that if it is a close game, as the spread indicates that it's a closeout game, Denver may be fouling late. To send to the free throw line. Like we could see some late game fouling. I just still think it goes.
Is there anything? By the way, is there anything for my? It says Jamal Murray questionable. I'm assuming he's playing, right? That would be the lead story.
I didn't see anything. Yeah, it would be. I didn't see anything. What you was about to say?
You can talk me off the first half. You like the first half under, right?
I can't talk you off first half under. No, I think the altitude makes the most sense, and I still think it's going to be played pretty slow. I also think the longer series goes on, the more you've kind of figured the teams out. And I know y'all not giving Denver a lot of credit on defense, but Denver's defense has stepped up a lot. I didn't expect them. I'm trying to. We saw it against the Clippers. The Clippers went into the playoffs with the number 1 offense. Cal, you remember this? They went to the playoffs
because they shit the bed, dude. They shit the bed. That wasn't Denver's defense.
We're not gonna give Denver any credit.
No,
we're not gonna get. Okay, well, I think Denver deserves some credit but defensively, to hold OKC to a 99 offensive rating or a 100 offensive rating,
Bro,
back-to-back games.
Is it holding Oklahoma City, or is it down the stretch? SGA just doesn't know how to close out a game, missing wide open 16-footers, dribbling off his own goddamn foot.
That's exactly what it is.
Is that Denver's defense, or is that just someone getting the case of the fucking yips?
Either or. Either or.
That was
Kyle.
That was a clear case. Total. That was a clear case of the yips in that four. I think it was 2 games.
I'm saying I don't like OKC. A lot of it is I don't like SGA. I hate him.
He gets the
I can't
yips.
Stand him.
Now I will say I will say he's still a younger star, and there's plenty of players that had the yips their first couple. Like, this is a turning point in his career, because I think if he loses this series, he's officially getting hit with the tag of like, okay, he doesn't do it in the playoffs. And obviously that's always fixable. All it takes is one run to remove that tag. But I think he gets hit with that tag if he loses the series. He's going to be officially known as like, he can't do it in the playoffs. And he'll have to prove otherwise to get that tag removed. Because Anthony
They'll talk
Edwards...
about the whole team like that. I agree, Kyle. They'll talk about the whole team like that, though. I think
it'll be SGA.
The Thunder is still too young.
But SGA's the main...
He has to take, because
he's going to get that tag.
So
Anthony Edwards is getting the exact opposite tag, where it's like,
Do you see how many commercials Anthony Edwards has? I'm like,
he got McDonald's. He got Chipotle. He got what drink he got? He got Gatorade.
He's got some good representation, man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna bet. I'm gonna tell you. I'm betting all 3, Kyle. All right, and first half over, full game over, and I'm gonna bet OKC.
You're gonna lay 4.5.
I'm gonna lay 4.5 too.
Despite
there's not a lot of 4.5s out there actually. A lot of them are 5, but I still have a.
Oh wow! Yeah. There's mostly 5. I'm sorry. Yeah, Superbook is still 4.5. They're late to the party. Get down there.
You know. you got
to get down there. See my girl. Say what's up.
I'll do that.
I am just betting the over. I'll throw together a same game parlay for fun later if you're in the group. But yeah. That's it. I mean, there's one basketball game. Sorry for the short stream, guys, but that's all we got. Be back tomorrow to talk the end of Boston's season. And I'm assuming we're all on the same page with that, right, guys?
We'll talk tomorrow.
We shall talk tomorrow. Gotta leave a little suspense.
All right. Let's go over. Have a good night, guys. Talk to everyone later.